Edie Yelling, 3:17 through that first kilometre. Well sub 10-minute pace. Well, off they go in this women's 3,000 metre steeplechase. Anything sub 10 would be a very, very good result. Anna Helwig of Denmark, you can see in the Sparta colours, is the only athlete to have broken that. 9:58, her lifetime best. Former European under-18 champion. Millie Wills, one of the favoured British athletes in this race. But we do have quite an international field, Jeff, and it's great because you have got athletes who perhaps can't get a lane on the European circuit. You've got the Diamond Leagues, and there's not too many races underneath that. So it is great to welcome the likes of Katarina Karkkonen of Finland and Flannery of Ireland here as well as Helwig of Denmark. And they all contest that front group.
And British Milers Club has always taken its international responsibilities very seriously. Irish Milers have copied the format, other countries around the world have, but international competitors are always welcome here. And this is a particularly a rare opportunity for European athletes to race over the full 3,000 metre steeplechase at this point in the year. Matt, just to give you the final PB count in that men's 1,500 metre sea race, 9 lifetime bests in one race.
Well, they came close then, didn't they?
Yeah.
There you are, 9 lifetime bests. 10 is the record. I'm not sure we're going to see that in this women's. I think we've just got 9 in it. So Helwig still leads at this stage. Wills in behind. First water jump in this women's 3,000 metre steeplechase. And you can see Helwig just drifting wide. Yelling goes down. And it's often the way. The pacer, Jeff, can sometimes struggle in the water jump. That can be one of their weaknesses. Difficult to pace the steeple because you do need to be very smooth over the jumps because those in behind you tend to run to your rhythm and also hurdle to your rhythm as well. So if you're not smooth, if you keep surging prior to the barrier and after the barrier to correct yourself, the athletes behind will get a little frustrated. But Yelling, very good over the flat hurdles. Perhaps someone like Helwig will prefer someone a little bit smoother over the water jump. As I say that, looking to just come onto the shoulder and move round as the lights disappear.
How far do we think Yelling might go here? It says 3:17, 1 kilometre. In the previous men's A race, we saw the pacemaker go to 6 laps to give himself a workout. Might we get the same here, do you think, with national championships a couple of weeks away?
I think she either needs to pull, here she go. Well, I mean, Helwig's now taking it up. I was going to say she needs to step off, really. There you are, yeah, pull wide, get out their way, because what you don't want to be doing is forcing athletes to run wide. She can still be some benefit here to Millie Wills, who moves up into second place. So if I was Yelling, I would stay in this. But Helwig is just going to be a class apart. She is on paper anyway. She's the only sub 10-minute performer. And she will have the lights to look at. And as long as she's got that reference point, she's going to be okay as we approach this first kilometre. Wills in second, and Yelling, I think, is going to be done after 1,000, Jeff.
Yeah, it's a special discipline in its own right, isn't it, pacemaking the steeplechase? You've got all that disruption. As you say, you can't afford to be an athlete that hesitates or stutters or is ragged over the barriers, especially the water jump. So fair play to her. She's encouraging second place. In fact, she's done now. Good work.
Very good work. Millie Wills still hurdling very, very smoothly. Caoimhe Flannery of Ireland there, the under-20 athlete. She's in third, 10:35. She is very, very close to that European under-20 standard of 10:30. She was second at the Irish Champs, 4:36 lifetime best over 1,500. And look out for Millie Gold. You can see her in those Swansea colours, just moving her way up through the field. She's been very sensible. Those red lights, I think, are the reference point for that European under-20 time.
Yes.
Of 10 minutes 30. So at the moment, Flannery is way, way ahead of those. But perhaps the worst is yet to come. She's going to have to hold it together. And can Millie Wills now just get on the back of Helwig? She won't mind this position though, Jeff, because at least she's able to sight all the barriers quite clearly. 2 feet in the water jump there.
Is it fair comment that hurdling the water jump, whether in men's events or women's, is a Kenyan thing, not even an Ethiopian thing, it's a Kenyan thing. Only the Kenyan men and women hurdle the water jump without putting the foot on. It's not a European thing or an American thing.
They certainly do tend to. In order to hurdle the water jump, you need to have great speed going into it as well to really fly over the water jump. You do land much heavier, But you often see those Kenyans, they accelerate. The minute they take that turn into the water jump, they accelerate into it. And they often give the perception that they have a much better water jump than those who have to stutter and judge their foot plant. And I think that's the key part, Jeff. It is just that approach of judging your foot plant, especially when you're in a pack. It can take a little bit more patience, a little bit more concentration. You have to check your speed a little bit as well. So right now, though, it's Denmark against Britain. Millie Wills sits in second place. She won in Berry. Can she replicate that here today? That gap has just stayed the same. She's doing a good job at keeping Anna Helwey as just a bit of a reference point, a benchmark. If you like Helwey, is Wills' pace lights. And as Helwey will look up to her left, and those pace lights actually are just starting to drift around the bend. You can see them. Great technology here at Watford. The fact that they can handle the chopping off of the bend here, cutting off of that top end. So Helwey still lead.
We should thank Luke Gunn and Mark Weil, who operate and control and own and deliver, set up the Wavelight technology, because it has become a supplementary feature of all races. I'm not sure it works especially well over 800 metres, but it is absolutely invaluable to the pacers and the field for everything above that.
Yeah, well, here we go. We're going to be approaching 2 kilometres. That's going to be our next split. Jeffrey, we're anything near 6:40. One, we're going to see a massive lifetime best from Amelia Wills, the Loughborough University student in the red there in second. But two, we could see a sub 10-minute clocking, which would be fantastic, because we don't often see that here on UK soil unless it's a British Championships.
And also whisper it, but I don't think Anna Helwig is getting away from her. I think, if anything, Wills is very slightly closing that gap. Let's just see roughly what it is. It's less than 3 seconds, I think, which isn't insurmountable.
No, she just needs to nail the water jump. I think if she really nailed that water jump, a tactic, sped up going into it and coming out, she would almost be back on Helwey at this stage. As I say that gap perhaps looking just slightly big. You can see Millie Wills, both feet in the water jump, compared that to Anna Helwey out front. Yeah. And that is basically the 0.5 of a second that she's lost over this race each lap. And that gap probably about 3 seconds, as you say, Jeff.
And she did look back behind her there, which is a little bit of a white flag, isn't it? Because it's going away from her a little bit, or at least the lead is going away from her over this last half lap.
Yeah, I think Helwey just starting to stretch out now, or perhaps just starting to stick at her pace and at her rhythm, because Millie Wills just fading. Wills knows she's got this wrapped up from a domestic level. I think this is the key part of the race, Jeff, whereas if you are starting to feel a bit of a wobble in a steeple, you do just have to take stock, because you've still got 3 water jumps to come. 2 water jumps now as they approach what is going to be the final 600 metres of this race. But you have still got a number of hurdles to do battle with. And you've got to be safe. You've got to be on 2 feet. And you've got to get to that finish line.
Yeah, we saw in a much warmer part of the meeting, the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase A race, where there was one competitor who required medical attention at the finish. It was warmer then. Hopefully he's okay. It just delayed the race programme a little bit. But it is absolutely a man killer and a woman killer of an event, isn't it? The disruption of those barriers when you're on fatigued legs, especially the water jump, just can't be underestimated. It's almost always the last water jump or the last flat barrier where things come together.
Helwey's just looking so smooth, though. She is on for sub 10 minutes. If she can rally over this last lap, then she is going to need to pick it up a little bit. She's hurdling very well, Jeff. The water jump has started to slip away from her. She's bolted a little bit there. Millie Wills is on for a big lifetime best if she can rally as well. She obviously won in Berry. She ran 10:15.5 on that occasion. Can she sneak under 10:10 and continue to just improve? She's PB'd over every single distance in 2025. Not many can say that. Anna Helwey of Denmark, though, it is great. We often have an international victor at this Watford Grand Prix when it comes to the steeplechase, because of the lack of opportunities on that European tour. Getting a lane is often difficult. 9:23 with 200 to run, less than 200, of course. She's going to chop off this top bend. The all-important water jump awaits for Anna Helwey of Denmark and the Sparta Club, the largest club in Europe, may I add. And she pours it on here. Doesn't take the inside line around the water jump. Always difficult here at Watford to take that inside line. So no doubt they run further than 3,000 meters for sure. Millie Wills is going to hang on to second place. I'm sure about that. Big gap for third. There's a few under 20s battling for that European standard. But what a run from Anna Helwig. Dominates and sneaks inside 10 Jeff and right outside her lifetime best as well. Oh, 0.5 of a second or so off her best. Millie Wills, count the seconds, comes across there. Did she sneak 10:15?
Well, the last two women's winners that we've had here in Watford have both come from the Sparta Club in Copenhagen in Denmark. There they both are. The winner of the Women's C 1500 metres was Josephine Thestra, and she just cheered on her teammate. So it's a Danish night here in Watford with 5 races to go.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? They are enjoying themselves here at Watford. Haley Yelling, by the way, BMC, Hattie Dean, sorry, BMC record holder. 9:43 back in 07. Over the steeplechase. They'll continue to pour across the line then. We'll wait for some of these final finishes out there.
Some fantastic performances all round in the women's 3,000 metres steeplechase.
Great running from these athletes.
And now we move to our 3,000
That's a Thames Hare and Hounds vest out there. Abby Michaelette, the under 23.
I'll recap on something we had earlier. That was Lila Belshaw, who finished third in the women's 1500 metre A race, and she missed Steph 12's BMC junior record that was set back in 2008 by just 0.1 of a second. So hopefully she'll have another chance to put that right on the 9th of August at Trafford in the final Grand Prix round, as we watch the women's champion bringing it home for Denmark in the 3,000 metre steeplechase A.